Good morning. It's a rainy Saturday morning, isn't it? It is here. We're going to read verse 11 through 16 in chapter 28 of Acts. We're almost to the end. After 3 months, we set sail in a ship that had wintered in the island, a ship of Alexandria with the twin gods as a figurehead. Putting in at Syracuse, we stayed there for 3 days, and from there we made a circuit and arrived at Rhegium. After one day, a south wind sprang up, and on the second day we came to Puteoli. There we found brothers and were invited to stay with them for 7 days. And so we came to Rome. And the brothers there, when they heard about us, came as far as the Forum of Appius and 3 taverns to meet us. On seeing them, Paul thanked God and took courage. And when we came into Rome, Paul was allowed to stay by himself with the soldier who guarded him. So he makes his trip from Malta around Sicily and up the Italian coast. If you look at a map of the ancient world, you can see all these places. They're in a ship from Alexandria that's going to Rome, has the twin gods. So it has Castor and Pollux, Gemini twins, as its figurehead. Paul doesn't care about stuff like that, but, Luke's recording all these nautical details. I think he's kind of into it. But Paul doesn't care if it's got pagan gods on the front or not, because it's all superstition to Paul. And they go up, and they're greeted along the way by people who know who they are and welcome them and give them food and fellowship, company. And so they're sustained physically and spiritually along the way. And Paul's very glad of that. The whole crowd is very glad of that because he doesn't know what reception he's going to get in Rome. And then it says he's allowed to stay by himself with the soldier who guards him. So somebody somewhere has gotten a room for them or a house or some place, and they're allowed to stay there. So he's not thrown into jail. So Paul is in Rome. He's made it. He's gotten all the way to Rome. He's had all these adventures. They've had a very long trip. They've basically taken the whole winter because they've had to stay in various places. But they make it now. He's in Rome. What's going to happen in Rome? That's the big question. And we will see Monday that we don't really know the answer to that. But he's achieved his main objective to go to Rome, and eventually he'll be able to make his own defense in front of the emperor, which is what he's wanted to do all along. We are not going to be hauled in front of an emperor, especially not a Roman emperor, to give our defense. Early this morning I got up and was watching some of the pageantry around the transition from Elizabeth to Charles. They're going on and on about how they've got these 500-year-old traditions, and even Elizabeth I would recognize what's going on and know what's going on by who's where and what they're wearing and all of that. And I'm thinking, okay, some places do have ancient monarchs and kings and things, and we in this country don't. But the powers that be can, in fact, still be opposed to the gospel and to the truth, and we have to be ready to defend ourselves in front of those people should we be called on to do so. And a lot of people in this country particularly have been kind of vaccinated against the truth. They know something about what Christianity means, or they think they do. They know, Christians are supposed to be tolerant, right? Or some people will say, well, Christians are not very tolerant. Christians are supposed to be good to everybody and give us what we want. No, they're not, but that's what people think. And so sometimes making our defense is simply explaining what the faith is really about. And my challenge to you today would be, can you do that? If you had to do that, can you make a clear statement of what faith is about? That's kind of hard. But see what you can do, and we will finish Acts on Monday. Yay.